Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today I'm really excited to share a conversation that I had with Anabel Otero. She's a yoga, Pilates, and meditation teacher who built an incredible digital business. She's grown her YouTube channel to over 1.3 million subscribers, launched a successful membership, and consistently converts free followers into paying members through her different strategies. And so in this interview, Anabel will be sharing how she used challenges, for example, as one strategy to drive recurring revenue, how she moved off of Patreon into her own platform that now she is like, it's fully white labeled, and how she organically promotes her paid offers without ever feeling salesy, which I know is a challenge with our community, right? It's really hard for creators sometimes to promote their own products without feeling kind of icky and salesy. And so Anabel shares how she does that authentically. So stick around. There's going to be so many gems in this interview, in this conversation with Anabel. And if you're enjoying the podcast, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. All right, let's go talk to Anabel.
Hi, Rob. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited for this interview. And yeah, well, my name is Anabel. I'm from Spain and I'm a yoga, Pilates, and meditation teacher. And I have a YouTube channel. And right now, I also have an app with Uscreen that I just launched a few months ago. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. That sounds good. And you've got a YouTube channel. I mean, you're very modest. You've got a YouTube channel of 1.38 million subscribers as of today, and I mean, your Instagram as well is like it's growing. It's almost 100,000 followers on Instagram. And so, take us a little bit like, when did you start creating content? Just a little bit of timeline and context. To building your public content on YouTube and Instagram, and then kind of when did the membership start? When did that idea of creating a digital product also begin for you?
Yeah, well, the story, I think some people could relate because it started around COVID. So in 2020, I uploaded a few videos just, to practice. I was getting certified as a yoga teacher. I already had a certification, but I was just learning new things and I needed to practice. So I was recording myself and I uploaded a few videos on YouTube. I didn't share them with anybody, just I think my sister, my mom, and a friend. And when COVID hit, I think it was a couple weeks later, I uploaded those videos. So I thought that was fair to share them with my friends. So I uploaded them on Instagram saying, hey, I have this video on YouTube. You can go and watch it if you want. And everything started from there. Everyone was enjoying the videos. I was so like, um, I wasn't skilled at all. I had a camera because in the past I like videography, but I didn't have any mic or any lights. I didn't have anything, so I was just doing as I going as I could. And I remember that after a few weeks, I saw how not just my friends, but friends of friends joined the classes. So I was uploading pretty much weekly. And after a couple years, it grew until I could monetize my channel. With YouTube, it takes a long time, but it takes so long. I couldn't really make a living out of it. I was teaching classes myself, but it wasn't enough. So I needed the online thing to work. And I remember thinking how I can monetize it. So at that point, I didn't know how to do it because I was giving all my classes for free already on YouTube. So my question was like, what people is willing to pay for. I didn't know what they were willing to pay for. So it was just about trial and error until I found something that was working. And that's what I started offering under a payment. I used Patreon to start, which because it was really easy, but it's very limited. And that thing was a calendar, an organization of my content, which is not something you can get from YouTube.
Gotcha. No, that's great. Yeah, because I'm looking at your YouTube channel, and it looks like you started about 5 years ago. Makes sense around COVID, and
Yeah.
you're doing. I mean, your oldest video still has like 50,000 views, which is like a lot of views, right? In relative
Yeah.
to a lot of folks. But
Hmm.
yeah, even saw started. You started doing some daily challenges, and what I really like about just kind of going through the history of it is that you're testing different formats. It looked like, right? Like you're
Hmm.
trying different things. Yeah, no, that's very cool. And um, so you started with Patreon. Makes sense. A lot of our customers that are creators that are on Uscreen, they tend to start with Patreon or YouTube memberships. Right? It's very like low friction. You don't have to do too much. You just turn it on and you create the thing, and it's kind of
Yeah.
passive. You're not promoting it like actively. Okay, so that's awesome. How long were you doing the Patreon thing? How long did that last? Or like, what were you offering in the Patreon to your subscribers there? That's different from YouTube, or was it different at all?
Yeah, so after 2 years, I decided to open Patreon, and I stick with Patreon around 2 years. So it was 4 years in total. And after 2 years, that's when I decided to uh, like upgrade a little bit because it was limited. But what I was offering at first, it didn't click for me back then. It was just trial and error. I was just offering more advanced and maybe an hour classes, so longer classes, more advanced and longer classes. That's what I first thought was good for people, because with YouTube you depend on an algorithm, so you always have to play the game. And I knew long classes don't really work very well, and some things that are very advanced or more specific don't really work that well either. So I was doing something that was a little bit more viral, but I knew it could work just to make YouTube like me and put me in front of people. And then I was offering these other more longer, specific or advanced classes. And after a while, I started receiving this question over and over again, which was like, I'm a beginner, where do I start? Or I have this injury, can I do this? Or I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit lost. You have so much content. And that's true. I have like, I don't know how many classes I can have. I think with Plenamente, my app, and YouTube, I have over 600 classes. So that's a lot of content, but that's how fitness and yoga works with content volume. So I could see there was something there. That's when something clicked. And I also was watching what other people did, and I could see people creating these calendars, and I was like, I think I'm gonna give it a go. And I created this calendar. I remember I was in Patreon, and I that's when everything started to click. Everyone was excited for the calendar. Everyone loved the organization. People want that you tell them what to do. Like, what do I
Hmm.
do today? Here's what you do. I think that's why challenges work so well, because they just know what to do. Day one, this is your class for day one. Day two, this is your class for day two. So there was something there. I just needed to find it. And after a couple of years, I decided to upgrade, because Patreon is very easy to start when you have nothing and you don't have a money to do the investment. But once you have, some money to do, a little bit of investment, I think that's a great choice, because what you don't have in Patreon is a way to organize your content properly. You can create collections, but they're very limited. And something that is very key is the search engine, having a search engine with filters. And that's also, why I joined Uscreen, because I needed like a place where I could organize it as I wanted, not only collections, but like sub collections. Uscreen has categories and then inside collections, so you can play around with them. And also the filter section, that's lovely. And of course, you have an integrated calendar, which made it so easy. Now I didn't have to create a PDF. I was creating PDFs before that I shared with my members. Now I just schedule the class in the calendar. That's how I do it. And the calendar of the month is me organizing all the classes that we have in Plenamente in the calendar every month. So that's how I do it, and that's why I upgraded.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, you never know what features are. It's always really fascinating for me to hear what features different creators find valuable in the calendar. I mean, for sure, what you said there, that people want to be told what to do, especially in fitness. It's
Yeah.
like this is the total opposite of the. This is probably a really bad example, but when I go to America, I'm in Canada. I go to America. What I love there is there's a place. It's called In and Out Burgers, right?
Okay.
It's a restaurant, and there's only like three menu items, so it's
Okay.
very easy, right? When versus like a big menu or a big catalog, you're like, especially you said there's like 600 videos. I don't know what to do today. I have 10 minutes before I go to work. I don't know what video or what workout to do, but if you have, hey, this calendar, I'm just going to do this today. I mean, this is the one Anabel says to do today. Okay, I'll do this one today, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
you're removing like decisions that I have to make. I'm going to do a workout anyway. Just remove that
Mhm.
decision. No, that's amazing. Can you share a little bit of how you then made that transition from Patreon to Uscreen? Was there another platform in between, or was it from Patreon to Uscreen in terms of your membership? Did you go directly from Patreon to Uscreen, or was there something else in the middle?
Yeah, that's something very interesting because I use another
Mm,
platform in the middle. I switched pretty quickly to Uscreen when I realized that I have had some needs that weren't fulfilled there. But yeah, what happened was I remember a year and a half into Patreon, I decided to have a call to email Uscreen to
mm,
have a call with sales and ask a little bit of how it worked, how much it was going to cost me because I didn't know the exact prices of creating an app because I know there's a lot of involved there. So
yeah.
I had a picture of how it looked like, and I also check other companies. And I was afraid that, honestly, I think this is a fear that many people can have, that it was going to be too expensive for me
Mhm,
or a big investment that I wouldn't be able to afford. So that's why I decided to go with another company that was offering something a little bit maybe more simple,
mhm,
but I saw it a little bit more affordable for me at that point. I joined this company called VidaApp. They're awesome. The only problem with them is that they don't have a great integration between app and web. They usually integrate with Uscreen pretty well. They just do the app work, and Uscreen offers the website experience. But in this case, I was joining this beta website experience they had. So it was a feature that was kind of in the buildings still. So I was taking all my members from Patreon. I had over 1,000 members to this new platform that was in beta. So I didn't know how it was gonna work. And of course, the little problems become big when you have a lot of people. So if I had maybe a couple hundred, I think I would be okay. But since I already had like a big following and some like I thought it was quite a lot of members for the membership in Patreon. I had, all these issues with little things that weren't quite working. So it was very stressful. So after 2 months, I could see that wasn't really what I was looking for just because it was very new, that experience. And I could see that Uscreen, I was very afraid, but I could see the value of Uscreen at that moment. I was like, yes, I think they've been here for years. They have this website and app integration like perfectly done. And that's when I decided to join Uscreen after a couple months after my launch with VidApp. Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. So, VidApp and then Uscreen, and so you took those 1,000 members from Patreon.
Yes.
That's kind of your core membership
Hmm.
from there, and
Yes.
then onto Uscreen.
Mhm.
This is again very common question. Did you do anything when you launched with Uscreen? Was there anything that you did promotion wise or marketing wise that went really well, or maybe anything that you'd like to share in terms of learning for anyone that is sort of migrating from another platform to Uscreen. Was there anything that you learned that like, oh, I'm glad I did that, or I wish I
Yeah.
didn't do that? Yeah, yeah. Anything that you'd like to
Yes.
share?
Yeah, what I did was to talk about it for a long time. I was casually talking about this thing that I was doing. I was creating this app. Everyone was asking for it, and I was talking about the idea, the name of the app, and that was gonna be ready soon. So I was building my audience already in Patreon. I wasn't really talking outside of Patreon, but it was like casually talking about it when I was doing, maybe I was recording a vlog. I usually record a vlog of the month for the month. So I was talking about it and just sharing my experience building it, and everyone knew about it and wanted to join. I created expectation for people, and after that what I did was to create an offer. uh, I mean, I'm not gonna offer that discount anymore. It was like a one
Lifetime.
time lifetime discount
Yeah.
they had. It was a pretty big discount, and everyone, pretty much everyone joined. They joined. I think 70 to 80% joined the annual because the discount was very good. So yeah, to have an idea, that my membership, the annual membership, is 180 euros, around $180, and
Hmm.
the discount was, I remember the annual I was offering for 120. So I was offering quite a big discount. So everyone joined, pretty much everyone joined the annual. I was very happy with the transition. Everyone was super excited and excited to get the discount. Hmm.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And then now that your apps are launched and everything, and are you doing anything? Are you still doing pricing promotions? Is that something that you tend to do, or do you keep pricing fairly steady and just continue to add value? Yeah, what's your strategy around pricing and yeah, just pricing in general?
Yeah, I don't love to do a lot of promotions or discounts because I don't want users or members to feel first betrayed in a way, because the ones that
Hmm.
maybe join a day before the promotion, now what? They're
Yeah.
seeing the promotion. So I'm just trying to make it something special and unique that happens a few times a year, maybe a couple times a year, a big discount. But what I do is kind of like internal discounts or promotions. For example, if someone joins a challenge, I usually send them emails every day, for the challenge. And the few last emails are discount coupon. So they have this coupon they can use, and they can use it for a few days. And that's what I do. Usually, many people join after that. I just had a very big discount coupon going on after my 30-day challenge on YouTube. So what I do is I create this challenge, free challenge for YouTube. Everyone joins, they're very happy, and usually they want more after the challenge. They're just got kind of addicted to the practice, and they're so happy also to giving you back what you offered them. They're really excited to be able to pay for something you created, and they join the membership with this coupon that I offer right after the 30-day. But it's usually internal, just them get the coupon, not everyone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So they're already getting value for free,
Hmm.
and then
Yes.
now it's like, hey, do you want to
Yes.
keep on going? By that time they
Exactly.
probably have experienced some transformation, some results
Yeah.
already. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it's a very easy. Is there a window that you keep that coupon available for them? Like, hey, you gotta, use this within 14 days or 10 days
Yeah, I
after the challenge?
usually That's a good question because I was playing around with that. Usually, with coupons in Uscreen, you can have an expiring date, and I was having a expiration date for a while, but I realized
Hmm.
that people sometimes fail for a couple hours and they couldn't use it, and it was creating a little bit of trouble. So now, what I do
Hmm.
is I just communicate that they can only use it for a limited amount of time. Usually, is like 3 4 days, but
Hmm.
just just for their own safety, so they can use it sometimes when a day has passed from the expiration date. I just keep the coupon as a lifetime coupon,
Mm,
so they don't have trouble using it, because it was creating a little bit of trouble. So I communicate they only can use it for a few days, but just to make sure everyone can use it on time, I just create this lifetime coupon, and when I don't want people to use them anymore, I just delete the coupon or do something with it. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, that's right. And then they can just reach out, say, hey, what happened
Exactly.
with the coupon? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly, but for me, it was very important to communicate this urgency, because in marketing, that it's very important to know. If not, people just forget about it. Oh, I'll use it later.
I'll
I'll
do it
use it
later.
next month. They just forget, and
That's so true.
and exactly. And you want to, what I usually do is I create something exciting in Plenamente in my app right after the challenge. So I want them also to keep experiencing the practice in the app. And if they postpone the decision, they won't be able to really connect with Plenamente.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, a little bit more on this challenge because I think the challenge is really it's a really powerful tool, really powerful strategy as well. How often are you doing challenges each year? Like, let's say, how many times will you do a challenge, and how long will the challenges be?
Yeah, usually I do at least once a year. I do like a public challenge on YouTube, which is the 30-day yoga challenge. I My dream is to create also a Pilates challenge, because I also teach Pilates, but my biggest following is yoga following. So I create these 30-day challenges of yoga, and it's once a year, and I would say at least once a year inside the membership, or twice a year I create like a shorter challenge for my memberships. Yeah.
Hmm. Got it, got it. Um, and I guess in terms of just I know there's different results for most folks, but how many people from everyone that's joining the challenge? Maybe two questions here, two parts. Of all the people
Yeah.
that say I'm going to join the challenge, I'm going to be
Yeah.
there. How many people tend to show up after, like to actually do the challenge with you?
Okay.
And you can just show me percentages. It doesn't have to be actual numbers too. And then how many people will then at the end sort of sign up for the membership? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are
Okay.
those percentages? Yeah, kind of the funnel. What does that funnel look like a little bit?
Yeah, that it's an interesting funnel. You kind of
Yeah,
really know numbers, because sometimes people join through another funnel
right,
or
right.
something. You don't really know if they joined because of the challenge. But to have you an idea here, I have open YouTube here, and I would say, sorry if maybe these will play. I'm gonna
No,
try.
that's okay. That's okay.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm just looking at my the first day of the challenge. So it's around 90,000 people watching that
Wow.
video, and I would say that people that stick over the 30-day challenge is way less, because people are very
Mm,
excited for a week, and then what happens is they just a few people are left. So we have around 20,000 people the last day. So from
okay.
90 to 20, so that's like the people that watch the video, and some people they just play the video and don't watch it. So
Yeah.
I would say that 20,000 people, around 20,000 people are actively doing the challenge. The people that then join the membership, I would say is between, I think it's 200 people that join the
Hmm.
membership, but most of them joined annually. So
Right.
because I was doing, the offer was annual. So
Right.
I have around 200 people that join from these 20,000 people that are
Right.
doing.
Right.
Yes.
So about
So
1%. 1%.
more or
Which
less,
is
I
good.
would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good percentage. It's usually what you see.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's what I expect, actually. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's typically what we do find is around 1% of people that do join. It's which is still, I mean, still really good revenue wise and from one challenge, right? Because that's recurring revenue.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, I'm glad that, yeah, we're starting to talk more and more about that. I'm glad that you shared that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people are expecting like, oh, 90% of my members are, or subscribers are going to, it's, so, it's really good to know as well for anyone that's starting that the expectations are set, that it's not
Mhm.
overly expecting that it's going to be this crazy number.
Yeah.
Because people will still continue over time. Maybe over time, the next challenge, maybe they will join from YouTube that time,
Yes.
because they're still following you and then still supporting the ad revenue on your YouTube channel. So,
Hmm.
right, they're still watching your free content,
Yes.
which is good. Okay, so you do one challenge per year,
Hmm.
one long big challenge per year, and then maybe a second Pilates challenge maybe down the road. So two challenges per year is kind of
That's
like
my
what your cadence will be.
exactly. That's what I would love. A couple challenges for a year. I think it's the perfect, a lovely spot to be. Yeah. Hmm.
Amazing, amazing. Very good. And then in terms of, I guess, just outside of challenges, is there anything else that you'd like to share in terms of how you get, because you have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, almost 100,000 on Instagram. Do you have any like specific strategies to get those followers to your membership or promoting to them? Is there like, yeah, is there any specific, intentional promotion or strategies that you do every month to get them over to Uscreen?
Yeah. That was this is a good question because it's a very tricky thing to do if you're not a salesperson. I'm a yoga teacher, and for me, it was super awkward to start talking about what I could offer to them. So I didn't know how to do it. First, I was very kind of shy or embarrassed to talk about my app and join my app on my free content. So I was really trying to find my voice around it. And I ended up watching all these, YouTubers. They're not fitness or yoga teachers per se, they're just vloggers. And they sometimes talk about something they have, maybe a membership they have. And when I got like really interested on their memberships or their paid content is when they just casually talked about it with such a passion, like they just genuinely talked about it with passion. It wasn't just like a moment where they say, yeah, here's what I can offer you in my membership. No, it was just like a casual thing they were saying about something that happened in their membership, and it was really passionate and they were really excited. So I really liked, I mean, I was captivated by that. So I decided to just talk about it every time when I finish a class. I just talk about maybe this class that is happening on Plenamente on my app, or sometimes I create longer classes from a short class in YouTube. So I create a short class and then I create the full class for my members. So I just mentioned this is like a short class from the long class where I sweat like crazy in my membership Plenamente. It's amazing. Or I just talk about the calendar. Oh, this month we're doing this calendar. It's being amazing. I'm like, it was so exciting to creating it. So I just make sure that I talk from my heart about like all the good things of my membership. If you really trust about what you're doing and believe in what you're doing and talk from that perspective, I think you captivate people pretty easily. So that's what I do on my YouTube videos. I just talk casually about my membership. Sometimes I'm doing a yoga pose and I say, oh, we're practicing this pose, in this class. And I just mention it and I keep mentioning it. And everyone knows about my membership now. And I also, what I do, I don't know how this can translate to members that easily, but I share a weekly newsletter. I call it the La Carta de los Domingos, which is the Sunday letter. That would be the translation. And I just talk about more the emotions and the mental, um, maybe personal development. It's a letter to talk about the yoga of the mind in a way. And at the end of the newsletter, I have the news of the month, and usually I just talk about what we have in Plenamente in my app. Mhm.
I love that. I love that. Annabelle, I think that's the best. I ask that question pretty much every conversation I have with a successful creator on Uscreen. And I think that's the best answer that I've ever heard is just speak just from the heart about your membership as often as you can in an organic way, not like, oh, this is the 20-second, ad
Yeah.
read before. Yeah, and also I love that, like the organic of like, hey, I'm like, you're doing this pose and you're like, oh, by the way, I just did this inside Clemente. And um,
Yeah.
it gets
Hmm.
people curious about like, what is Plenamente? Like, where is that? Oh, let me look at your bio. Oh, there's a link. Now I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's like the best, especially for folks like me and you. Also, I'm not a salesperson, so I can totally relate that it's like kind of awkward to have a sales pitch and all that. So yeah, I love that advice. I think that's like the
Oh,
best answer I've ever heard about that question.
thank you.
Yeah, no, this is great. I want to respect your time, but I have one last question, which is what was the what's the story behind Plenamente, the name for the membership? Would love to hear a little bit of the story of how you came up with that name.
Yeah. Well, I first wanted to use my own name. It's not I wanted to use my own name, Anabel Otero, but I knew everyone knew me and knew me for my name. So I was very afraid not to use my name. But at some point, I decided that Plenamente, this app was something bigger than myself. I also wanted maybe other teachers to be there because I have limited knowledge. I don't know about nutrition. I don't know about psychology. I know a little bit, but I wanted other people to join. That's my plan in the future, to have other teachers maybe in this app. And I pictured this app something that was gonna grow and was gonna be bigger than myself. So I wanted to detach a little bit myself from the app in a way, but at the same time to keep the soul. So I was looking for names, and I asked my members, I said, hey, can you suggest names? And this girl suggests something around plenamente. To be pleno, it's like to be full in a way. So it would be like fully, the translation. But in Spanish, we use it when you feel great, you feel plenamente, you feel pleno. So
Mm,
that's actually the feeling because either you do Pilates, yoga, or meditation, that's the feeling you get from the practices. So I just looked for a word that embraced all of it and something that was bigger than myself. So I spent this summer just like brainstorming it, and I found like this beautiful P from a designer that I asked, to redesign for me. And yeah, Plenamente was born.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna be honest. I try to do, I'm doing my research for this conversation, and I tried to look up the Spanish meaning. What is the English meaning of plenamente? And
Yes.
I mean, I did see it said, entirely, completely, but I had a feeling that there's
Yeah.
probably a deeper meaning to it. So no, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's a beautiful name, and yeah, we're so excited. I mean, we've been talking about. I know you just spoke with Arushi and our team, and we're working on some articles and case studies and things. I think it's just so cool to see your growth and just your success so far. Even just the
Thank you.
early days of Uscreen with us, and so yeah, it's such an honor to be a part of your journey, and we're excited to see where it goes. A year from now, hopefully, we have a conversation and things are even better. So, any final words that you'd like to share with the Uscreen community as we wrap up today?
And like I'm very thankful you had me in this interview. I had such a good time. And yeah, my final words would be that at least for myself, my experience with Uscreen went from being afraid of jumping into Uscreen to being extremely happy. It was so smooth, and I'm like genuinely happy with the experience I had so far. And I also keep in mind I come from a migration which is a little bit complex when you come from another platform. So I was like I can see myself having these doubts at the beginning where I didn't know what to do, if to do it or not. And now I can see the real value. Once you are inside, you can see the real value and things that you don't see when you are outside of the platform, because some things that you don't really have in mind. For example, for me, the 24/7 support is amazing. From a user experience, a client from Uscreen is something that you really, really need, and you don't really think about it much when you are thinking about an investment or joining a platform like this. So yeah, very happy. It was very smooth, and I'm very excited for the future. Uscreen members or users. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Annabelle. This is great. I know that your sister, who we haven't even touched on, but I would love for her to be on with us as well for conversations. She is also, you guys are a power sister like duo. Like she has a whole success story with her art and her membership as well on Uscreen. So, but that's a little teaser. We'll hopefully share her story when she joins us here someday. But yeah, no, it's so cool to see you both on here. But yeah, this is great. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we'll see you at some point in one of the events in person and meet you in person. This would be amazing, and we'll talk very soon.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you so much for having you.